So Sharon Osbourne leaves the talk, and she left the talk following her best friend Piers Morgan. Now, if you know Sharon Osbourne, she has a timeline of events of people accusing her of being racist. She has been making people feel uncomfortable at the job, and this is not the first time. Now, she posted a email that Holly Robinson Pete sent her following the statement that she made saying that Sharon said that she was ghetto. Now, while Leah Remini can back up these claims that she said that she was ghetto back at the time that they were released from the show, the email was specifically referring to Julie and a lot of things that was going on behind the scenes at the job. I went back to this right here, and it brought me back to this article right here with Julie Chin. Okay, so it says exclusive. Sharon Osbourne frequently referred to Julie Chen as wonton and slanty eyes, sources say. Sharon Osbourne, co-host of the CBS daytime panel show The Talk, would frequently refer to then co-host Julie Chen, who is Chinese American, as wonton and slanty eyes. According to multiple sources, including former co-host Leah Remini, Osborne also referred to former co-host and executive producer Sarah Gilbert, who is a lesbian, as pussy licker and fish eater, according to multiple sources, including Remini. The accusations come as Osborne faces a torrent criticism for not only publicly supporting British TV personality Piers Morgan, who accused Meghan Duchess of Sussex of lying about having suicidal thoughts and doubted her accounts of racism with the royal family in their court, but also appearing defensive and angry and ordering one of her co hosts to not cry when asked about the blowback during a segment on The Talk. So, this proves that she has a timeline of being discriminatory, racist, and insensitive to other people's situations. And she, right along with Pierce Morgan, has the same sentiments when it comes towards their interaction with people that they come in contact with. Now, you see that she was displaying the same type of behaviors with many other co-hosts on here on this article, and now she has left the talk. If you guys haven't seen the interaction with her and Cheryl Underwood, you guys go check it out. But she was being very insensitive to the conversation that her and Cheryl was having.
You, while you're standing by your friend, it appears that you give validation or safe haven to something that he has uttered that is racist. Even if you don't agree, am I saying it right?
Ask you again, Cheryl. Yes. I've been asking you during the break. I'm asking you again, and don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me. This is the situation. Yes. You tell me where you have heard him say, educate me. Tell me when you have heard him say racist things. Educate me. Tell me.
It is not the exact words of racism. It's the implication and the reaction to it. To not want to address that because she is a Black woman and to try to dismiss it or.
Now, you see how Sharon got all riled up off just a question. And it looks questionable to many people. Now, you guys, I'm going to put the link in the description. You guys watch for yourself so you can get the full intake of it. But the reaction from the question was very questionable. It didn't have to go left, but it did. And sometimes a lot of true feelings come out in the midst of a subject, an uncomfortable subject. And she showed her true side, and people already knew it was there. But then she followed up with an apology, but it didn't seem so genuine. Now let's look at these timeline of events of other people accusing her of manipulation, being racist, or even getting them fired. Now you got Holly Robinson Pete here. She posted on her Instagram that Sharon Osbourne had called her ghetto right at the time when she got fired about around 11, 12 years ago. And Sharon Osbourne she just got amnesia, and she forgot what she had said or the conversation that was had back in the day. But Holly Robinson Pete said, I remember vividly. She said that I'm old enough to remember when Sharon complained that I was too ghetto for the talk. Then I was gone, poof, be gone. And I bring this up now because I was mortified watching the disrespectful, condescending tone she took with her co-host, who remained calm and respectful because she had to. And a lot of people was coming for Cheryl Underwood, but the woman did what she had to do. She was being professional at her job, and that's something that I encourage us to do as Black people. We don't have to pop off and snap off every time you look around. As you can see, the situation handled itself because now Sharon is gone and Cheryl is still there. That's how you handle it in a classy way. We don't have to get ghetto every time somebody says something to us, because then we prove the enemy that we don't know how to act. And who they gonna get rid of first? They're gonna get rid of us. That's what's gonna happen. So sometimes you got to turn the other cheek and be nice nasty to save face. Now, Sharon Osbourne, she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it. Things did not go her way, and she wasn't expecting the response that she got, which was no response, and she wasn't expecting to have her still there. She was expecting to provoke this lady. Her plan was to provoke this lady and get her all upset and all riled up, and then hopefully she'll be on her way out the door too. But it didn't work that way. Cheryl was already one step ahead of Sharon, and now look who's gone. Now a lot of people said she left, and a lot of people said that she got fired, but I think that she might have gotten fired because it was a lot leading up to this. And even back now, we're gonna go back in time right here where you have Leah Remini, who posted a tweet on her timeline 11 years ago where she said, at MC Graw Girl, at Holly Robinson Pete. This actually is 2012. 229 2012. What? No, me and Holly funny. No, Sharon said we were funny and ghetto, right? Laugh out loud. Now she posted this on her Twitter February the 29th, 2012. And they got fired in 2011. I think it was like around the end of 2011. So this was shortly after they was fired. So if this was posted in 2012, that long ago, Sharon's argument does not hold too much weight because this is just a conversation that was resurfaced from what was had back then. I don't think a person just going to keep on saying the same thing over and over and over again if it didn't happen in detail. But it just looked like it was a whole bunch of mess going on at the job. And you just trying to broadcast that she had some type of beef with Julie. So you trying to be more messy than anything. You trying to throw the weight off of you and put it on somebody else. That's what this email is about. This email don't have nothing to do with talks connecting to the ghetto statement. And so that just makes Sharon Osbourne bougie and ghetto. See, she's sneaky with her ghetto. Now, Piers Morgan, her best friend, he left his job too. And see, he had a line of events where he was bullying all the guests on there, and he was raw with it. But then when it was being dished back to him and he didn't know what to say, he was just calling her friends, and he couldn't take it. He couldn't take the stuff that was being thrown back on him, and he threw a tantrum like a little kid, and he left. He just left, walked out. And he had this obsession with Meghan Markle. And back in the day, he said that him and Meghan Markle was cool. He liked Meghan Markle. But see, I couldn't understand why he was so obsessed with Meghan Markle. Like every time he talked, he had to bring the woman up. And I said, did they have something going on? Did they have a thing going on? And then I researched and then I see and I figured out what happened. See, Piers Morgan wanted to holler at Meghan Markle because Meghan Markle had jumped in the DM. See, at the time, she was looking for a come up. Them acting gigs wasn't doing her justice. She wasn't making that much money with them acting gigs. And so she had to go ahead and start networking. So Meghan Markle was networking and she contacted Piers to meet him for some business. And Piers Morgan seen her picture and said she was a beautiful woman and hopped on it. He said, okay, go ahead. Let me bring you out here to this function so we can talk business. Now, when she got to the function, she didn't know her Prince Charming was going to be there. And so Piers thought that he was the man, that he was going to be the one to get her where she needed to be. And then he was going to throw the moves on her at the same time. But it didn't even last a whole day because at the party was Harry. Meghan chose the prince over the Pierce. So they was over there dancing on the floor, like Cinderella, and Piers Morgan was over there in the background looking, and he got jealous. And he said, woman, I brought you to this party for me. You was my date, and you just left me for the prince. And I'm the one that's responsible for you being here. So you need to stay in line. You need to act right. Watch this video. Listen to what he said about how he met Meghan.
The genesis of my relationship with Meghan Markle was I started following a bunch of stars from Suits on Twitter, and she was one of them because I loved Suits. And I followed about 4 of them. And the moment I followed Meghan Markle, I get a direct message from her saying, oh my God, I'm such a big fan, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay. Very nice. Start to correspond with her. We get on very well. We're talking about Suits plot lines. She starts giving me a few juicy bones of plot lines to come. And then Meghan says, I'm coming to London to do a few meetings, but to watch Serena Williams, her great friend, play at Wimbledon in the tennis tournament. Do you want to meet up? And I was like, yes, I would love to meet up. Why don't you come to my local pub, the Scarsdale Tavern in Kensington? Who would know what a fateful night that was, because she went from me here to her first proper date with Prince Harry.
Okay, how do you know that?
I know that because she spent 3-4 more days in England and she had 2 nights with Harry. And 3-4 months later, it all came out. Harry dating actress. And I went, which actress? Whoa, what? And then it said they befriended each other in the last week of June when she was here to see her friend Serena Williams playing tennis. I was like, yes. And then they went out on like the Thursday night or whatever it was to 5 Hertford Street. I went, yes, I know that because I put her in an Uber from this pub to 5 Hertford Street. So literally, I was Cupid. I put her in the love chariot, which was a pretty rough old Uber, actually, but the love chariot to go and see Harry.
So you are responsible for their union, you feel?
Well, it's more that Harry is responsible for me never speaking to Meghan Markle again.
Y'all heard that now. Did y'all hear that? Meghan Markle was supposed to be his woman, but Harry swept her on off of her feet. Now, all of a sudden, after the party, everything was cool. You didn't have no beef with her. Now, all of a sudden, he attacks her at any given moment because he's very salty about him being the one that she was supposed to be with, or her coming to the party for him, but leaving with the prince. And he didn't like that. He feel like he is the one that's responsible for them being together. And now she has a better life. And it was because of him. And he didn't like how it happened like that. He said it wasn't supposed to go this way. And so now he's out for revenge, and it didn't work. It didn't work. It actually backfired on him. It ate him up so bad he had to leave his job. He had to leave. And so that's the correlation with Sharon Osbourne and Piers Morgan, they're both one and the same. That's why they can understand each other and they're best friends, because they dish it out, but they can't take it. They can't take it. And then when the heat gets on too thick, they've been getting away with their shenanigans for so long, and the heat get on too thick to them, they can't take it. So they have to get out of the kitchen. And so now they're somewhere together, sipping mimosas and talking about these timeline of events. All right, y'all. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button for more videos, and I'm out.